Hey, welcome back to Mobility Project. Here's what we've got going on today. Imagine that you've gone snowboarding and you land boom hard on your shoulder. Good old-fashioned separation, subluxation, a good old-fashioned shoulder tweak. Here's what we've got to do. You're out of that 2 to 3 weeks. You're into your 4 to 6 week range. Things are starting to normalize. You're still having some impingement. And typically we see problems in what we call this horizontal adduction, bringing the arm across. Almost lateral flexion, or whatever you want to call this, arm across the chest. Let's not even be technical. What's ends up happening is that usually this range will clear up, but this range stays funny. When we land on the shoulder, especially hard in the forward, a lot of stiffness develops in the neck. Treat the neck. A lot of stiffness develops in the thoracic spine. Let's get that first ball in the first rib mob in this whole range. And then we're thinking, how do we improve this position? Well, one of the things we're going to do is to improve that impingement, like the acetabular impingement, improve this kind of flexion position. I want to get that shoulder and that back relationship. The classic swimmer stretch is to pull the arm across, which is the impingement stretch. I mean, do not do this. One of the things I'm not a big fan of, in fact, is this internal rotation, sleeper stretch, hang on, Jupes, is that when people are working, they think they're working on their internal rotation in this position. If you actually pause and hold this position, it's a pretty sketchy arm position to be mobilizing. And we want to mobilize into a much better position with that shoulder further back. So here's homework number one. Give you an idea. If I just load up that shoulder with a band into the back of the socket, then I can actually pull across and I can get that kind of stretch in that corner that we're looking for. In fact, the truth is we want to load that shoulder to the back of the socket and mobilize that posterior capsule. The true swimmer stretch is we here and then pull across. Well, I can do the same thing. I can set that shoulder back, then press and pull, and I kind of get into that corner. Even just hanging out here for a second, you'll probably find that that ameliorates or attenuates some of your impingement syndromes. There's as far as it goes, and it goes way across in that direction. So you can see that that works. That's idea number one. Idea number two is that all this tissue gets really, really stiff and brittle, and as I pull across, that's a good way to work on opening up that shoulder into that pull position. A lot of the kind of plie lunge ideas. Go ahead and wind that shoulder up into a good position, unimpinged. The osteopathic tradition of distraction, turn the hand up, turn the palm over, and then slowly start to load. And you're going to be able to stretch some of these tissues that it keeps that thing kind of crushed over. So externally rotate, block, and then turn your body. Stop right before you're impinged. If you're having pain, go ahead and contract, relax, stop, build tension here, 1 or 2 seconds, 1 or 2 cycles before moving on. So stop 1 degree before you have your onset of your dysfunction or onset of pain or symptoms. Hang out here, be strong, and then move, and try to remap that in your brain. And of course, my favorite and yours, let me use the pink kettlebell as the demo, is that shoulder mob, where basically we're going to get that lateral distraction in the band. Look out. Not you, not a dog distraction, Jupiter. Look out, buddy. Look out. Look out. And then we're going to anchor that heavy kettlebell. Arm here. Lateral distraction. Give this enough time where the kettlebell is driving that shoulder to the back of the socket. Can't get my hand between the head of the shoulder and the back. Block the arm. Externally rotate to work on that cueing, cycle that as the external rotators back up. If nothing else, hang out here. I can even draw over a little bit and hang out. This is not much different than me even blocking my own hand, which starts to look like this, except I'm in a little bit more external rotation, and I just can stretch or drive. And what you'll find is that will unglue and clean up that last little bit. So some ideas on that. If you don't have an impingement, or you're not having that issue, turn any one of these things into improved arm flexion. Bam. See you tomorrow.